Tonight on the Night Team.
So the height and the speed of the river will prevent us from safely doing that.
Thunder over Louisville, canceled 1 week before thousands were set to watch the spectacle from Waterfront Park, which is quickly being submerged by the water of the Ohio.
This is a top 10 historic flooding event.
The storm wreaking havoc in its path, hundreds of roads closed from rising floodwaters.
Seeing this level of water is something I've never seen in the 45 years that I've lived and come through Cherokee City Park.
Mother Nature not letting up, with more rain coming our way. The Ohio River expected to rise another 10 feet. Right now on the WHAS11 Night Team.
It pains me to say this at times because I've been doing this and this really is a labor of love. We've made the very, very difficult decision to cancel Thunder over Louisville this year.
Thunder over Louisville is officially canceled. The Kentucky Derby Festival made the difficult decision, saying it would be impossible to put the event on safely this year. It's our top story here on the Night Team. I'm Alex Dieterer. Only twice in the 37-year history of the event has Thunder over Louisville been canceled. The first was during the COVID-19 pandemic, and then this year marks the second. WHAS 11 Night Team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester are at Waterfront Park tonight, where the rising river has washed out any hope of a fireworks show. Clarice.
Right, Alex, you can start to tell why officials decided to cancel Thunder over Louisville. The Ohio continues to creep up the Great Lawn, and part of the harbor lawn is submerged. The Thunder over Louisville would have been a week from today, and we're told that it's canceled because of safety concerns. And we're also told that it will not be rescheduled this year.
Well, we just wanted to come down and see what it looked like.
As the waters rise on the Ohio River with every raindrop.
I just wanted to come see it before it came all the way up, because it will be cresting, and it's probably where we're standing. It'll probably be flooded then too. So.
While unhappy about the news Thunder over Louisville is canceled, some Louisvillians like Gwendolyn Atkins Sample understands why.
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm kind of glad that it will be, because there won't be anywhere to sit. Because if everything's flooded, there's nowhere to sit.
It's going to be a mess down here.
The air show and fireworks that bring thousands to downtown Louisville and Jeffersonville, Indiana, will have to wait, with expected historic flooding.
It pains me to say this at times because I've been doing this and this really is a labor of love.
Matt Gibson, president and CEO of the Kentucky Derby Festival, says safety is the main reason behind this historic decision. Thunder over Louisville has never been canceled for weather in the 37 years it's been put on. Gibson says even when they tried to start prepping for the event, the flooding was already an issue.
And accessing the barges to install the fireworks at this time. But the height and the speed of the river will prevent us from safely doing that.
Gibson says they tried to look at rescheduling Thunder over Louisville, but there's no room in the city's schedule. It's a loss for many vendors who planned on the revenue. Thunder over Louisville alone makes up about 63% of the revenue in the Kentucky Derby Festival's economic impact, bringing in $126 million.
That is a huge income generator for the community and the state as a whole, and really contributes to the things that makes this community great. That's why it was not an easy decision. The mayor.
People told me they're surprised there aren't more events that have been scheduled or canceled. But as of right now, more than 70 events are still on schedule, and we do have a list of that on our website right now. I also heard from the Louisville Downtown Partnership, who tell me that they agree with the decision to cancel Thunder over Louisville and also plan to help with assisting cleanup after the floods. Live at the Waterfront, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.
All right, Clarice. And we are joined now by Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell. And Mallory, these river levels are just continuing to climb. How high can we expect to see the Ohio get?
We are looking for the Ohio and downtown Louisville to reach about 35 or 36 feet early next week. At this point, at the latest look, it's around 24 feet. So it's got about another 10 feet to rise. Currently in minor flood stage. And as we saw, it's already overtaking part of Waterfront Park. And of course, we have the flood walls down as well. But we're expected to be in that moderate flood stage at some point late tomorrow. That will take us through much of next week. So the models don't even have it cresting and receding just yet. We'll keep a close eye on that. In the meantime, we have river flooding. We have flood warnings for pretty much every single river that you're seeing highlighted here across the Kentuckiana viewing area until further notice. It's going to take some time for these waters to recede here. And in addition to that, we still have rain falling. So we have flash flood warnings south of Louisville and also in southwestern Kentucky down into Tennessee from just this rain that does not seem to stop. Thankfully, our severe weather has come to an end. We did have a few strong storms that rolled through Adair County, Taylor, Greene counties earlier today, but that came to an end pretty much once the sun set and pushed off to our east. At this point, there's still some severe weather down in the deep south, but for us, we're just dealing with widespread rainfall. Starting to taper off to the north, so lighter amounts in southern Indiana compared to those of us in Kentucky. But flooding will continue to be an issue overnight tonight, so please be cautious if you have to be out on the roads. We have this flood watch in place through 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll talk much more about the drier days ahead. That's coming up in our 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Mallory. The high water is impacting roads all across the metro. Right here, you're looking at flooded roads near Cherokee Park. We talked to a man who visits the park frequently. He says he has never seen this level of water in his 45 years of living in and visiting the park.
I don't care if you've got a four-wheeler, if you've got a high truck, a high car, stay out of the water because the current's heavy and these big high-body trucks, they just think they can go anywhere in them. They can't. They'll float right off the road and then you're in trouble.
And we've already seen several people ignore this advice, and some have had to be rescued. Senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton captured this driver on Frankfort Avenue driving past the barricade. Moments later, the car returns as Louisville EMA crews flip their lights and speak with the driver. So please do not drive around or move signs, barrels, or barricades. Remember to never drive through a flooded roadway. Turn around, don't drown. And the city is asking you to call 311 if you see a flooded road that has not been blocked off yet by the city. MSD is also encouraging residents to conserve water. They say the rain has already put their system at capacity. Charlestown, Indiana says they're in a similar situation, and they're asking residents to not use things that add extra water to the system, like dishwashers and washing machines. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear announced a second person has died due to the flooding. A man was found dead in Nelson County overnight. The Nelson County Sheriff said they were dispatched to a water rescue just after 3:30 this morning on Nelsonville Road. When officers arrived, they found a car fully submerged in the water. Responders say they were able to reach the car, but unfortunately, the 74-year-old man inside had already died. And just yesterday, a 9-year-old boy was killed in Frankfort, Kentucky. The boy, identified as Gabriel Andrews, was killed when he was swept away by floodwaters while walking to catch his school bus. Gabriel's death is sparking questions from parents about why the school district chose not to cancel in-person classes on Friday. The school district did not respond to social media comments from parents who raised concerns that classes were held despite flooding in the region. Gabriel's teacher also took to social media after the news of his death, calling it the most heartbreaking day in her teaching career. Casey Swale said in the Post in part, quote, Gabriel loved basketball and anything to do with a police car, who tried his best at any task given to him, who was a friend to all, end quote. And across the nation, 16 people have been killed by storms from Texas to Ohio, and that includes 10 in Tennessee alone. Now, several places are under flood warnings as the deluge of rain continues. In West Plains, Missouri, near the Arkansas border, video captured by the State Highway Patrol shows the magnitude of the flooding. A local car dealership and several vehicles submerged, and this bridge by the local high school destroyed. In Spring Hill, Tennessee, south of Nashville, severe thunderstorms spotted along the ominous storm clouds. Residents there are cleaning up from a massive EF3 tornado. And in Dyersburg, residents rushed to shelter again after receiving their third tornado warning.
Well, there's just been so many tornadoes lately that it's just scary of the devastation, so many different places. There's been so many.
And as the rain continues to pour, some experts are warning of shipping delays, saying the extreme flooding is affecting major cargo hubs in Memphis and here in Louisville. The outburst of storms are also coming at a time when nearly half the Weather Service offices are critically understaffed. The offices in Louisville have 7 open positions, which is 30% of their staff. The South Oldham Fire Department offered free sandbags to the community today. The fire chief told us they haven't seen any flooding yet, but they want to be prepared as the rain continues to pour. We talked with one family picking up sandbags, hoping to create a dam around their home.
I've been here for 30 years. This is my third flood. Just let it come in. You just got to let it wait till it goes out and start cleaning up afterwards.
In a social media post, Governor Beshear said there are nearly 400 road closures across the state of Kentucky due to the flooding. Over 140 Red Cross disaster workers are helping people in Kentuckiana who've been impacted by this week's severe weather. They've opened shelters in Indiana and Kentucky to give people a safe place to stay. In Indiana, First Capital Church in Corydon and the Salvation Army in Madison are both open. In Kentucky, General Butler State Park in Carrollton is open, and North Bullitt High School and Robbie Elementary School, both in Shepherdsville, are also open as shelters. For a full list of shelters, you can head to our website, WHAS11.com. And now is the time to download the free WHAS11 app. There we can keep you up to date with the latest forecast and closures, as well as any breaking news that comes with this historic flooding. We also stream all of our newscasts there, so in the event that you do lose power with severe weather, you can stay informed. Now to some uplifting news for you tonight. After months of recovery, Orange County Sheriff's Deputy Zach Andrew is expected to return to his family. Earlier this year in southern Indiana, Andrew was shot 4 times in the line of duty, including once in the head. The Orange County Sheriff's Office said Andrew will come home on April 9th.